Hey everyone, this is Cindy and I want to tell you about my envelope mail art and Scor-Pad giveaway contest. To enter, you simply make an envelope, add some creative patterns, and then post your mail art to the address provided. Handmade envelopes is a fun and easy way to express your own creativity. You can make them from so many different types of paper, like the creative scrapbooking papers that you can find at craft stores. You can make it out of book pages or from the newspaper. You can also create envelopes from recycled brown paper bags, shopping bags, gift bags, or paper that you use for your copy machine. Now let's look at how to create envelopes using pre-made templates and a few tools you probably already have in your home. You can get these from a lot of places online, including on my blog, and here's what they look like. And if you cut the center out of your envelope, you'll have a little window, and you can then use your template to determine what will show on the front of your envelope if you say make it out of a magazine page or a newspaper or something like that. You would want to make sure you leave space for your address label. So you would lay your template on top of the paper that you want to use, trace around it, and then cut that piece out, making sure you cut the little notches according to your template instructions, whatever template you use. The next step will be to score our template lines before we fold them. And for scoring, you can use a soft cover book for padding on the underneath side, like a phone book or this magazine we were using earlier, along with a ruler to do your scoring with. And because this camera is going to have some challenges focusing on that magazine, I'm going to put a piece of brown paper under here just so that the camera can work well for you. We'll put our straight edge along the lines where we're going to score. You can use a plastic gift card or an old credit card for your tool to do your scoring, something that has a smooth rounded edge to it, not too sharp because you don't want to cut through your paper. So you'll line up your ruler where your score lines are, and then using a light pressure, slide your card along the edge of the ruler, and this will score the line where we're going to make our fold. And you want to do it light enough that you don't tear the paper. Sometimes a couple of light strokes is better than a heavy one. Then you'll fold up all the corners according to the instructions on the template that you're using, and go ahead and adhere them using like glue that's made for paper so that it doesn't buckle, or tape. And remember to leave space for your label, your mailing label. I like this lady on the phone, but you know, this is kind of like a happy accident here. I like this side even better. I think it will look nice when I do some doodles using a white gel pen against this black. It'll be a nice contrast. I think this is the side I'll use for this envelope. Now here it is when it's finished after I've added some white gel pen to it. This is what mail art is all about, adding your special creative touch to your envelope. Kind of crazy looking, but it'll be fun to get in the mail. So here's what it looks like when you fold up the back. This little white streak kind of makes it look like a lapel. This was another happy accident. I like it. So when we flip it over, I've got room for my mailing label over here on this solid black part. And here's another one I did using newspaper, a comic strip. You can see I put some repeat pattern art around the little characters in this comic strip. Now when you're using thin papers, you want to reinforce the edges really good. I used additional tape around each of the edges to provide some extra strength here. And when I'm finished adding the address to this one, I'll probably put packing tape across the front and the back of the envelope to give it more stability while it's working its way through the postal system. Now creating envelopes with a Scor-Pad is even easier. The Scor-Pad is packaged with a set of instructions in several different languages. It includes terrific graphics to show you how to score and fold your envelopes, and charts that teach you what size paper to use to make cards such as this one. And there's clear guidance to teach you which edge of your paper you need to put against the top and the left fence of your tool. For an A2 size card, I'm going to use a 7 3/4 by 9 3/4 piece of paper. With the short edge against the top fence, we score at the 1 inch mark and at the 6 3/4 inch mark. Then we rotate our paper 1/4 turn. We align it against the top fence and we score at 2 1/4. Then we move our paper over to the 3/8 inch mark and we're going to score at the 7 inch marking on our Scor-Pad. After folding where each of our score lines are, we'll trim and create flaps. And we do this by cutting off the tabs that are on either side of the top and the bottom flap of our envelope. And the instructions tell us that we can do corner rounding for each of the flaps as well. And I'm just going to use my scissors here to kind of put a little corner mark on it. I don't have my rounders here with me right now. Adhere double-sided tape or use stick glue on both sides of the bottom flap and we assemble our envelope like this. And you want to make sure the adhesive you use is strong enough to withstand keeping your envelope put together while it gets through the postal system. Now this one holds an A2 card very nicely, but I want to do some line art on this first. So let's open it up, and what I want to do is slide inside it a piece of scrap paper. I'm using a thick piece. This is from a brown paper bag, just a little piece cut to size. Slip it in there. Then when I do my line art, I don't have to worry about any bleed through, any ink bleed through on my envelope. And here it is finished with some line weaving on it, some nice patterning to surprise somebody at the other end when they receive this nice piece of mail art. There's also an option to purchase an envelope tool for your Scor-Pad, and it has on it the same type of chart that's inside the instruction sheet for some additional envelope options. So here's another one. I'll create the same size A2, which is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 size envelope. I've cut my paper and I'm now scoring according to the easy guidance that's provided on my little envelope tool here. Then I'm going to turn my paper, score at the next score marks that it tells me to use. Still following the easy instructions, I'm going to cut out every little notch here where my score lines meet. And in the end, my envelope piece is going to look very much like that template I started with near the beginning of this video. But doing it using the Scor-Pad makes it easier. I don't have to keep track of the template. I don't have to use a ruler. Cards and envelopes are so much easier when you use a tool like the Scor-Pad here. And here's where you put your adhesive on the bottom two flaps and then on the center if you want to. That one's optional. I'll show you how we assemble it here. We just flip the bottom flap up and then that optional piece you can just fold under and stick it down, or you could trim it off or just leave the triangle there if you'd like. Super easy, only takes about 10 minutes to accomplish. So make your envelope, add your line art, and enter the Scor-Pad giveaway. You can get all of the details, the address to mail things to, and the date that you need to get your entry in by over on my blog at therainbowelephant.com or inside the lineweaving.com community forums. I'm looking forward to seeing your mail art and giving somebody a wonderful new Scor-Pad tool.